Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of January 8th through 2024 in my Sadie Stickers vertical planner. I'm going to be using this foiled kit from Charlotte's Paper Company called Scandinavian Winter. It is pre-foiled, it is gorgeous. I believe there are still some of these kits available on her Etsy shop, and I will link that down below. So we've got 7 or 8 foiled boxes here. We've got some really cute headers, some functionals with the black with the silver is gorgeous, and the red with the silver. This is like silver that's well done. We've got some really pretty washi, some lovely dates, covers, and some functionals. And then on this page we have some foiled half full boxes, flags, etc. So this is a really cute functional kit. I'm very excited. This would also be a good lead-in into like Valentine's Day as well. But and yes, I did do my nails to match this kit. This nail polish is from Olive and June and it's called Cozy Up. So in addition to those, I'm going to be pulling in some really pretty foiled Sadie stickers. This is Snow Tree and Village Scenes. I just thought this was gorgeous and might be something nice to put over on the top corner or giving it space on one of these. And then I have these really pretty forest washi overlays that I'm going to lay on the top up here. And then these are Charlotte's Paper Company numbers. So I'm going to be using 8, 9, 10, and then 11, 12, 13, 14. So I'm going to kind of blend those together. And then last but not least, I have some little winter minis from the Crafty Banana. This was a winter favorite sampler that I just thought was adorable. Also, the winter candle collection is really pretty and it definitely matches the vibe of this kit. And then these are technically Christmas red coffee cups, but obviously the red goes with the motif. So now this is going to be, I'm going to attempt to plan with me this week because today is actually January 7th. So for once, I'm actually ahead of the game, setting things up. We'll see if I can manage to get the plan with me's done. The tricky part is I don't have an overhead light. I'm not, I'm not a fancy YouTuber, guys. I'm sorry. So I have to get home in time before we lose all the light. And in winter, that's a little tricky because I don't get home until sometimes after 5:30. So by then the sun has already started to set and it's going to be really hard to see. So hopefully I will be able to do that. Additionally, this year, I'm just going to mention I'm bringing back bullet journaling. It's something that I did not do for the last 2 years and I missed it. So I'm not going to be showing it on camera necessarily, but I just wanted to say for people who are like, how do you do your planner system? I am going to be using bullet journaling for long-term planning and also just daily to-dos because I don't really have room for a ton of that in my planner. This planner I use for aesthetics and for fun, but I also use it to kind of set the pace for the week, remind me of things that are coming up. But I realize that I do need something day to day that I can take with me. This is the brand new bullet journal edition. It comes with like a lot. So it comes with grid spacing and foil. It comes with this like extra little notebook that teaches you like how to bullet journal and even extra stickers with like timelines and numbers and dates. So I'm actually very impressed with how they've upgraded this Lickstrom notebook. So anyway, that was a sidebar. But so I'm going to be setting everything up. I'm going to lay down the base and speed things up and then come back in a voiceover just to chat about the whole overall effect. So I'll be with you in just a second. All right, so welcome to another plan with me. I'm just going ahead and using these Charlotte Paper Company silver foiled stickers to add to the spread. I love working with silver. It's one of my favorite metals, but it is very difficult for planning just because unless you're doing it on a very dark background with the light just right, it's very difficult to see. So the placement of those numbers is questionable, but that's okay. Um, I really loved the red brick or red barn color of this kit, and I loved it so much that I painted my nails to match that. um, but this was really fun to put the overlays down. I've been using Charlotte's Paper Company kits for years, so I know like where everything is on all the sheets. I know um, what I can find, what I can rely on, and so putting these kits together is just so easy for me. Um, but I decided to use the red stripes up at the top and the bottom, so it's a kind of nice bookend for both. And then I put the date covers over the top. Um, so unnecessary, but so pretty. And then I decided to just keep going. I didn't even use the tweezers. I just kind of eyeballed it and went with it. Um, and then, because I was really excited to use this tree overlay. Um, if you looked at the back of this foil, you would see how detailed those trees actually are. But because the foil is so thick, it comes out looking a little globby. Still beautiful and definitely still looks like trees, but not as defined as, say, these trees are. These trees are much more defined, the little ones. Um, so I just continued with all the headers up at the top. And then I decided to alternate the gray and black um, just to make it look a little nicer. I found that when you put all of them together, the contrast can be too much. So it's nice to spread those ones out um, up at the top and bottom. But I do really love how this kit highlights what happens to the world when things are covered in snow. The dark and gray lines become darker and grayer, and colors like red really do shine more vibrant. And it is a very cool effect, and I'm glad that the artist who made this, her name is Catherine, chose to do it this way because I think it looks so nice. The other nice thing about these kits is that any of these could have been the quote box. Like they're all foiled, they all look really pretty. Um, I didn't have a rhyme and reason to why I put things where I did. I just kind of laid them everywhere. The only thing I tried to do was make sure that the farmhouse pictures were spread out. So that was kind of it. Everything else just kind of fell into place. That little header up at the top says this week, and it's interesting because it's cut into like a triangle, so it's not your standard header. And then I did a journaling page that I eventually covered up part of because I wanted to put a couple of bills that were due on the sidebar. So I ended up I don't usually use those, but I ended up using them. And then the priority checklists I spread throughout. I tried to put them in different places so that they would kind of look all over the place. Excuse me. I used the full box checklist for Thursday because Thursday is a really busy day for me when I'm just trying to get all of my stuff done. Um, I didn't like where I put that one, but then I decided I couldn't move it, so I just left it there. Um, and then I added the two bill due flags and wrote what was due. Um, but yeah, so there's a lot. This base is like very functional. And once you're done laying down all the base stickers, you've eliminated 2 full pages of the kit. So super helpful, super easy to use. And I just started laying in things that I knew were going to happen. Um, for different flags. I think I'm looking for stickers here. Okay, so I had marked my meds and vitamins for this week. Um, this was my first plan with me where I was actually marking things that were about to happen and not had already happened, which was really good. I decided to use Monday as a cleaning day, um, and so I used the script to mark that, and that's the silver script that you can't really see at the bottom. My husband was supposed to fly home on the 10th, and you'll see what I mean in just a minute, but I used a once more with love sticker to mark that. I knew I had an IEP meeting on, oh no, yeah, sorry. He was supposed to fly home on Tuesday, and I had an IEP meeting at 8. Um, that definitely changes uh, for reasons that will become obvious in just a moment. I used another Once More with Love, not Once More with Love, I'm sorry, Charlotte's Paper Company kitty overlay just to mark all of the work that I had to do. My plan was to go to Starbucks on Monday morning as like a Coffee Monday celebration thing, and continue my observations, but you will see that change in a little bit. I never really filled out the full weekly tracker for that week. It just didn't happen. I had a therapy appointment scheduled for 4 p.m. So instead of writing 4 p.m., I just put the sticker in, and I wonder if that would later come back to haunt me. And I just wrote last solo night at home. Not true, but again, foreshadowing. And I just marked a couple of things in because I knew I had to get groceries after work on Monday. So there you go. I'm going to pop right back into a normal voiceover so you can see me talk about all of this. Okay, so here's the base. I think it looks really good. It's very shiny. I definitely love the top of this, although I kind of messed this up just a little bit. But overall, I think I'm loving the brick red and the farmhouse red. It's just fantastic. I've already gone through 2 out of the 4 sheets, so this is all I have left, which is great. This is perfect for what I need for the rest of the week. It's very like black, white, red, and silver, so I'm very into it. I've just done a couple of things for Monday. I have my coffee Monday, just some notes and things I have to work on, and I have to clean the house before Frank comes home, and then I'm gonna do a grocery run on my way home from work. So I think this will be good. I have to pay some bills this week from all the medical crap that I had going on in December. So anyway, but yeah, so this is looking promising, and I will check back in hopefully on Monday. Hi there. Okay, so it is Tuesday, January 9th, and things have changed dramatically for me this week. So I'll just review yesterday. I did not go to Starbucks. I just did coffee at home. I did do session planning. I did some notes. I had to move my observation of pre-K. But we got wind, literally, of the fact that it was going to be storming and crazy on Tuesday in the afternoon. So we found out that there were going to be wind gusts of, at the time, it was reported like 45, 50 miles per hour. As of today, it's going up to as high as 60, and it was just too crazy. So the first thing they did was cancel school around 4 o'clock. I went to the grocery store first, forgetting that I had therapy. This is so bad. So I had a teletherapy appointment at 4 o'clock. Usually I just drive straight home from work and I have about 10-15 minutes and then I do therapy. I totally forgot in the midst of all of that madness. I went straight to the grocery store just to make sure that I had supplies because I wanted to be prepared for when my husband came home. And so I literally got a call from my therapist while I was in the grocery store, like, hey, is everything okay? And I felt terrible and dumb because I probably could have used that therapy session. She asked if I wanted to reschedule it. At the time, I didn't. I kind of wish I had rescheduled it. But anyway, so this said last solo night at home. What ended up happening was I had sort of a later night because I knew I wasn't going to get up too early the next day. But then we found out this morning that there was a state of emergency declared. Things got worse. So this is actually not happening. I'm just going to move this and hopefully I'm going to move this down here to today because none of that happened. That actually got canceled, obviously, but I'm just going to put in, I marked that school was canceled due to wind gusts of 60 miles per hour. So instead of, basically I reverted my Tuesday schedule to a Thursday schedule. So usually what happens on Tuesdays is I pull students all day from 9:45 until 3:15 with like a 30-minute break embedded in there. But obviously that did not happen. So I'm working on reports today. And then I'm just going to put this down here. So my husband's flight got moved to the following day. He was able to move it for free, which is so great. But I was kind of like, you know, at a loss. So I ended up writing reports and now technically this was considered a day off because we were not allowed to come into work and therefore work could not be expected. It's a little conflicting what they're asking us to do. I ended up working from home. This did not actually happen. This got canceled. I don't have any canceled stickers, so I'm just gonna write. Which is too bad because I was totally willing to do this meeting. This meeting was always virtual, but yeah, sorry for the shaking. It's the table and the wind gusts. So yeah, this is kind of a wash of a day. I'm definitely, you know, scrapping that. I did do that. And I was supposed to update POCs, but because this meeting didn't happen, I'm not doing that. So yeah, I should put something cute up here. I did have like, I got to sleep in by a whole hour. I got up at 6:30 as opposed to 5:30, which some people would not call that sleeping in, but I would. So I'm just looking in my stash, something that would be cute for this. See, I guess, yeah. And I miss my husband. You know, I really wish he was here and I could just be with him. Oh yeah, there's lightning and thunder. So this has been kind of a crazy afternoon and day, but you know, I'll just go ahead and mark. This is fast becoming one of my favorite stickers. There we go. Okay, so that is enough for Tuesday. Prepping for Wednesday. Let's see. I'm just doing straight therapy all day. And I don't really have anything else going on. That got canceled. So yeah, this is kind of a weird week. For Wednesday, I just have speech therapy. So I'll just mark that with a flag. I'll use this I do have a committee meeting after school tomorrow. So I will just use one of my meetings. I'm almost out of these. Just to mark that I have a committee meeting at 3. And Frank is flying home, which is great. And then I'm gonna pick him up from the airport after my meeting. And yeah, so tomorrow I'm gonna do session notes. Oh, I do have someone is coming at noon to see a new AAC device for one of our students. It's very cool. I've never used this kind of AAC device before. AAC stands for Augmentative and Alternative Communication. So this is a special dynamic display device that the client uses eye gaze, which is very cool. And I've never experienced this before, let alone pediatric eye gaze. So I've seen videos of her using it on Monday and it was really, really cool. So I'm excited to see it in person on Wednesday. Hopefully she comes in. You know, I'm just hoping that the aftermath of this storm doesn't bleed into tomorrow, because there are flash flood warnings. There are considerations of power outages. So if those things happen, especially for some of our families who, you know, rely on very specific kinds of income and need childcare and need things, I just really hope this doesn't negatively affect people and that everyone is staying safe. I'm grateful that my husband's not flying, and I feel for anyone who is still on his flight, because I'm still tracking it and they keep delaying it, but they haven't actually canceled it yet. And the wind gusts are pretty bad. So anyway, I will check back in later, and I hope that you guys are having a good week. Okay, so hi, I'm back. It is Saturday the 13th, and so I just have to fill in a few things that happened on Thursday, Friday, and then of course start to plan for Saturday. So Thursday, I did go into school. I went to my other school, and this was the first time that I'd been back since Monday. So I was a little disoriented, but just to note that the first school that had no power still had no power. So every other school was back in session except for my other one. So all of my coworkers had a remote work day, but I had to go in. I just used a crown sticker to mark that we watched The Crown and that we got some medication orders in. I also used the crown sticker to mark that we started watching The Crown on Wednesday. I was waiting for my husband to come back so we could pick up where we left off. We still have not finished the season, and it's the last season, so I'm very excited about that. On Friday, I had to do a hearing screening and speech language screening. I also had to do additional speech artic screenings for MTSS. We watched another episode of The Crown, and it was a very boring episode. I'm sorry to say. So I had to do some makeups for speech for the kids because they missed really 3 days worth of school. It was a weird, it was like they had a 3-day weekend in the middle of their week, and then they were about to have another 3-day weekend because of Martin Luther King Day. There had been no heat in the building, so the whole school was freezing. I wore my sweater and coat for most of the day. I got an email from the grad student that I'm going to be working with, and so I ended up having to write her sort of a long email explaining like what was going to happen, not this week, not next week, but the following week. And then on Saturday, I gave myself a manicure. I had to watch some education modules, and I went to get the mail, which sadly, my planner stickers for my bullet journal have still not arrived. These are the ones I ordered at the end of November during Thanksgiving weekend. And I'm very tempted to send kind of a what the heck email to the shop. I'm not going to mention the shop here because I'm not going to, but um, I'm still very upset about this. And if I don't get these stickers within the next week, I will be canceling the credit card payment for that because 2 months is an absurd amount of time for a domestic sticker order where the projected processing time was 3 weeks. So anyway, and I'm just marking that I spent my morning at home with the fireplace on because I did. So Saturday night, I just marked a couple of things in prep. I didn't know exactly what was going to be happening. It was my friend's birthday. I hadn't picked a movie yet. We hadn't figured out what we were going to order. But yeah, stay tuned for more info. Hi there. So, I'm actually filming this on Sunday the 21st. So that was a little sneak peek at next week's Plan With Me. But I'm just going to finish up. I meant to work on this last week and I didn't get to it. It didn't happen. Things happen. So, anyway, so I'm just going to speed things up, do all of this, and then I'll come back and show off the full spread. Okay, so this is just going to be a really quick recap. I was trying to figure out exactly what I did last weekend. Weekends are always a little bit quiet for us, but I had to email my doctors to ask a bunch of questions about a lot of things, but it came out to be a really good weekend. We ended up ordering from Pinky's West Side Grill. They have the best veggie chili, and then we watched Gone with the Wind, which my husband has never seen. We talked about like the racism throughout and the depiction of things as not being really accurate at all, but it was a really interesting conversation. But because the movie was so long, we actually watched the second half of it during the afternoon on Sunday. So we slept in and relaxed. I did some laundry. We finished watching the movie. It was just a very chill weekend, and it was the first weekend that I'd had with my husband to myself in many, many weeks. So it was like a perfect weekend in my eyes. I wasn't super productive, but I had another day. So I felt like, when you have the 3-day weekend, you can kind of make the best use of things. It was like having a second Saturday. And I was just journaling and recording some of the things that I did. I wrote, stormy weather took out our whole week, but glad it's over. And yeah, just getting back to the whole spread. Okay, so we have the final spread. I think it looks really cute. Definitely fun to play with the silver this week. This was like such a stormy, crazy week. I actually think it's perfect theme-wise, and I didn't even know that when I picked it out. So overall, I'm very happy with this look, and I can't wait to see how next week comes out. All right, so stay tuned for next time and have a good one.